Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Last week we took a look at how to plan our 2025 goals, and I took you through a practical step-by-step procedure of how to do this. Today we are going to look at time management and productivity. Can't achieve our 2025 goals without looking at these two things. I did this in 2024. Remember, I shared some time back how the Lord's word for me for 2024 was procrastination. Yes. So as we were on that journey, we also looked at time management and my productivity, and there were some books He made me read concerning that. And I just want to say that in 2024, I was running a marketing agency. I was handling my dad's building project, and I was doing a hybrid job where I was serving as an email marketer for the company in the US. I was doing these three things as well as other personal passion projects as well in 2024, and I was able to show up for them excellently. And I was able to do this because of time management and productivity, these two things. And I'm just going to share on how I was able to do that in 2024 and show up for myself and for my goals and for my vision board and achieve the things I was able to achieve in 2024. So what helped me, one of the things that helped me in 2024 and really changed my life was a book I read called Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt. That book transformed how I looked at productivity and time management. One of the things that he shared in the book that stuck with me was productivity is not doing everything, but doing the thing that matters for you the most. It made me realize that in 2024, my focus, or the things that were important to me, that mattered to me, was myself and my career or business. These two things, these were my two focus areas. So it made me show up very strongly in these areas. It really did. So the first thing I did for 2024 was to decide what productivity looked like for me, what was important for me. And what was important for me, or the areas of my life that were important for me for 2024, or that was the focus for me for 2024, was myself and my business stroke career. So I knew that I wanted to show up strongly in these two areas, in building a relationship with myself and pouring into myself. And mind you, myself is linked to my relationship with God. These two, they are intertwined. My spirituality and myself, they are intertwined. So I had to show up strongly in that area of my personal relationship with God, pouring into myself, pouring into my cup, and then my business and my career, and building the agency and the work that I was doing for the US company as well. So I knew these were the two areas that mattered the most to me in 2024. So ask yourself right now, when you look at the buckets of your life, which of them, or which two or three matter the most to you? Which two or three you feel that if you show up strongly for in 2025, your year would have been made? You need to sit down and take a look at your life and decide, is it my health that is a priority for me? Is it my finances that is a priority for me? Is it my personal life, my spirituality that is a priority for me? Is it business? Is it career? Is it family? Is it relationships? Is it my marriage? Is it ministry? You need to sit down and look at your life and decide which areas of my life matters the most to me, that if I show up strongly for in 2025, my year would have been made. It would have been the perfect year for me. You need to decide on that. You can have long plans and goals for every area of your life, and you want to actively try and show up for all of it. Please stop. you'll get burnt out and you'll get tired. You decide which area of your life matters to you the most. And you decide that this is where I'm going to pour my productivity into. You decide on the areas of your life that matters to you the most, and that is where you pour your productivity into. That is where you show up strongly at. That is where you focus all your energy on. The second thing you have to do is to stop and evaluate your life. You've decided what matters to you the most. You've decided which area of your life matters to you the most. Now, stop and evaluate your life. Take an assessment of how you live your life. Take an assessment of your workload. Take an assessment of your work life, your career life, your academic life, your personal life. Take an assessment of it. Is the day-to-day flow of your life set up in such a way that you are showing up in the important areas of your life? So you stop and evaluate your life. How is your work life? How is your personal life, dealing with yourself, your relationship with yourself? How is your spiritual life? How is your academic life? How is your financial life? Sit down and do an assessment of it. Stop everything and do an assessment of it. So once you are done taking the assessment of your life, now, because in 2025 you want to show up strongly for your spiritual life, your personal life, and your academics, you now put down the structures for it. So what does showing up for my spiritual life looks like? It looks like setting out time to spend with God, either in prayer, in word, in Bible study, Bible reading, in listening to some messages, spirit edifying messages, in journaling. What it looks like for you. You set out time, you block out time for that specifically. Your academics, you block out time for your academics specifically. You draw a timetable. This is a non-negotiable. You see, you have to treat the areas of your life that you want to show up strongly for in 2025. That is like, that matters to you the most in 2025 as your non-negotiables. No matter what, I'm not going to shift anything for those areas of my life. Every other thing, it can be shifted. But you see my personal life, you see my spirituality, you see my academics, they are my non-negotiables for 2025. Because you are going to show up strongly in those areas. That is what productivity is. Showing up for what matters the most to you. Productivity is not having a long list of things to do and you have to tick off every day. No, you will burn out. Productivity is showing up for what matters to you the most. So for example, in my life last year, what mattered to me the most was my spirituality, my personal life, and my business or career. So those were my non-negotiables. There were times a friend wants to hang out. I'm sorry, I can't, because the time you want to hang out with me is a time I'm going to do an activity with God. It's a time I'm going to do an activity in my business or for work. It's a time I'm going to do an activity with myself. So last year, I remember a lot of my friends were like, you're hiding. It was just the season I was in. It was just the period I was in. Productivity for me in 2024 looked like spending more time with myself, with God, and on my business and in my career. That was what it was for me. So you need to know what productivity looks like for you, and you show up strongly in those areas. After you take a stock of your life, another thing I did was I took stock of the list of activities that was required of me in certain buckets of my life. So for example, in my personal life, I took stock of the activities that was required of me. In my spiritual life, I took stock of the activities that was required of me. Prayer, fasting, all of those things, I took stock of it. In business, I took stock of it, what was required of me in terms of my clients and what was required of me in terms of my clients. In career, the company I was working with, I took stock of what was required of me in terms of the email marketing, the website, and all of those things. I took stock of those activities. Then in my personal day-to-day living, So like cleaning out my room, showing up for my mom, helping her at her business, showing up for my dad in terms of his project. I took stock of all those activities, washing, cleaning, and all of those things. I took stock of those activities. And this is the next thing I did. I did shredding. I did what I call shredding. I cut out some of the activities. So not cut out in the sense that I totally threw them away. No, I cut them out in the sense that I delegated them. So when I stepped into my career in terms the email marketing job I was doing, I was supposed to do campaigns, email campaigns. I was supposed to monitor the website, manage the website, and I was supposed to help with marketing on a number of platforms, eBay and a number of platforms. So this was what I did. I took a look at it. So it's email marketing, website management, and marketing on other platforms. What can I delegate in here? So email marketing, I have to do the design of the emails, set it up, and let them go out. Website, I have to go in daily to do some changes here and there. eBay, the other platforms, I had to look at their platforms. So this is what I did. With the platforms, I just learned how the platforms worked and how to do marketing in the platforms. I sat down with the platforms, eBay and all of those other, Amazon, all of that. I sat down with the platforms and I looked at how it worked. Then I taught the platform managers of those platforms how to do marketing in their platforms. And I handed it over to them. I had now delegated the marketing aspects of that area in my career to them. Then I looked at the website. The website, I couldn't do much about it because I had to go in daily. And it was a task that took me less than 5 minutes to do. So I decided, okay, there's no need for me to bother about it because I couldn't automate that task. Then it came to the email management, email marketing management. Now there I practice automation. So before the month will start, I sit down with my team lead. We decide on the products and because in the States they have days they celebrate. So there were some months I knew the campaigns I was doing. I sat with her, then we decide on the products and all of those things for the week or for the month and all of those things. Then I block out a day or two in a week and I do all my email designs. I put them together in the software Clayview and then I schedule all of them. So I had automated that area of my job as well. So basically there were times in that job I just show up once or twice in a week just to do the work I was supposed to do for that job and I'm done. Then when it came to my personal life, so things like cleaning, I delegated. I paid someone to come and clean the house and wash my clothes because washing clothes I realized that washing my clothes took like 3-4 hours. I'm not going to waste all that time washing clothes when I could be showing up in my personal life or in my spiritual life or in my career or my business. So I delegated that task, and that I've been doing for like the past 3 years now. I delegated that task. Then it came to my dad's building project. Okay, where does my dad need me strongly? He needs me strongly in getting materials for the building and inspecting the work that they were doing. So I decided that in terms of the building project, I just had all the numbers of the suppliers of the building project. So when there are days when I can't go to buy it, I just call them. And I had someone now, I delegated getting the supplies. All I do is that I know the quantity. I call the supplier. He lets me know the amount. I transfer the money. I call my guy. He goes to pick up the materials and he takes it to the site. Then at the end of the week, and I go to the site to go and look at the work that we're doing. So I had created a system for that aspect as well. That aspect of my life as well in terms of showing up. And that's like showing up in relationships. It wasn't a core for me. So I just did a bit of automation and delegation and I just systemized it I just systemized that part. And when it came to my business, I created SOPs in the agency. So I was working with a client that was in Ireland, and we're carrying out marketing activities for them in Ghana. So all I did was I created SOPs, and I created SOPs for my team, and I showed them the step-by-step procedure we take publishers and writers through. So I was only popping into the business for final decisions and clearance on certain things and certain meetings that they didn't have the clearance to take. I was doing that. So I created a system in the business as well. And then I now had ample time for myself and for my relationship with God, and also to learn connected to my business and to my career. So do you see what I did with my life? Systemizing, creating systems and structures and automations in my life helped me show up strongly in the things that matter to me. People are trying to be King Kong. People are trying to be King Kong in their life. People want to do everything in their life. Please, you are not a machine. You're a human being. You can't do everything in your life. And in order to achieve the things you want to achieve in this year, you will have to learn the art of delegation and automation and systems and structures. Because it's systems and structures that will carry you far. You can't show up for everything. You are one person. Your energy is very limited. You are one person. You can't show up for everything. So you must practice and you must learn the art of systemizing structures, delegation, automation. And I'm telling you, you will show up for your goals very strongly. You will show up for yourself very strongly. Your productivity will multiply times 10. If you learn systemizing, having structures, having systems, automations, delegation, your productivity will go through the roof. Another thing that also helped me in terms of managing my time and productivity was planning my week. I cannot say this loudly enough. You must learn to plan your week. Planning your week will make you smooth sail through the week. I'm telling you. And planning your week will also make you see how much time you waste doing unnecessary things. One thing I stand on and I'll forever stand on is planning your week. After church, I just sit down. I mean, there's something about Sunday afternoons. I just sit down, relax in my bed, and I take a look at my week. I decide, okay, in the terms of business, these are the things that I have to do. In terms of career, these are the things that I have to do. In terms of my personal life, these are the things that I have to do. Then in terms of my dad's project, this and this, and then my personal life, okay, maybe I have to go and do this task and do this task. Then I now plug it into the week. So with the job I was doing, the hybrid job I was doing, I used to go to the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So those days in the week, I know they were untouchable, they were fixed, but there was something I was doing. So when I was planning my week, Monday, I blocked time out to decide on the products I would promote during the week. Then I also blocked time out if I have to take on meetings pertaining to the agency. I do that as well. And if there are any, and I was also in communities and I had to take some courses, personal development courses, so I take those courses as well. Tuesday, I go to the office, I sit down, I block my ears, and I do all my email designs for the week. So by Tuesday, I was done with my work. That I work for the US company. I was done by Tuesday. So it's left the rest of the week to my disposal. So Wednesday, I would now fit in if there are any personal tasks I have to do. I have to step out of town, I do it. Thursday, if I had to, Thursday, I go to the office. When I go to the office now, if there are any outstanding tasks with the agency, and if there are any things I have to do in terms of the personal development courses I have to do, on Thursday, I did them. Friday, if there are any meetings I have to take pertaining to the agency, I take it on Friday. I I planned my week. I planned my week. I didn't leave anything to chance and live the day as it goes by. No, I was very intentional. I planned my week. There was no day in 2024 I didn't plan. And that is what helps your productivity, because planning makes things easy. Planning makes the job 40% done. So do well to practice planning your week in 2025. And another thing I did in terms pertaining to weekly practices was reviewing my week. Sundays, when I'm planning my week, before I plan my week, I review my week. I take a look at the task, my to-do list for the week. What didn't I do from last week? Why didn't I do it? Okay, it was because of this, it was because of that. Then I strategize and I improvise on what to do next time so that I can show up for the task I didn't show up for. Again, it gives you information. Then it makes you become better. So I became so good at this that I was not showing up for everything. I was showing up like there was nothing that I wasn't needed for that I wasn't showing up for, because of just the simple practice of systems, automations, delegation, planning my week. Another thing that also helped me was theme days. So what do I mean by theme days? Tuesday was office day, Thursday was office day. Monday, I called Monday my setup days. That is when all the things required to make the rest of the week effortless for me, I do it on Monday. So agency work, we'll have a meeting concerning the week and what has to work and what doesn't have to work and all of those things. My personal life, I decide if there are certain things I have to do pertaining to my personal life, or I have to prepare in the coming days of the week. I prepare it on Monday. So Monday was sort of like my setup day. Tuesday was email days. I call it email days. That's when I did all my emails. Then Wednesday, I decided that Wednesday will be the day I go out. So if I have to do anything in town, I will do it on Wednesday. So my out days was either Wednesday or Friday. If there was anything I had to do in town, I'll do it either Wednesday or Friday. If you need me to do something in town and you want to do it outside of those days, I won't move for you. It was either Wednesday or Friday. It was a non-negotiable. So those were my outing days. That was what I was doing. I had theme days. Wednesday, Friday, those were my outing days. I will do whatever it is I have to do outside on those particular days. Because when you spread out, like maybe Tuesday you go to town, then Wednesday you go to town again, Thursday you go to town again, what will happen is that you become tired, you become worn out. That's what will happen. You become very tired, exhausted, and worn out. And when you are done going to town and coming back, the other things you have to do and show up for, you won't show up for them. So if it is, you decide on a particular day, that is your outing day. All the things you want to do in town, it is that day you do it. The only time I will change it is if there's something very important and the person can't change their day. And maybe the person decides that, okay, Monday, I need to see you on Monday. Then all the outing that I have to do during the week, I'll put it in that Monday. The mindset is that as I have stepped out of this house, every outing that I requires of me to do outside of this house, I'm doing it on that particular day. It saves your energy and it makes you show up for other important things. Another thing that also worked for me and that helped with my productivity and time management is knowing your energy cycle. People do not know their energy cycle. You need to know your energy cycle. And why do I say this? Your energy cycle would help you a lot. Knowing your energy cycle, when you know your energy cycle, you work with it. You don't work against your energy cycle. You work with your energy cycle. So for me, I have the most energy when I sleep and I wake up. When I wake up, there's a lot of energy. Energy abounds. Energy abounds. So your most important areas of your life, all the tasks that are linked to your most important areas of your life, or all the areas of your life that you want to show up the most for, that matters the most for you, that if you do, your 2025 will be set. So if it is your personal life or your career or your business, you see all those areas that you want to show up strongly for, you want to be most productive in, that is where you want to pour your productivity in. Look at your energy cycle. If you know that your energy is during the day, early in the morning, during the day, plug that area, all the tasks pertaining to those areas of your life, plug them in that area, plug them in that time of the day. So if your energy cycle is in the morning, let's say from when you wake up till like 7-8 hours later, all the tasks that are linked to the areas of your life that are most important to you, plug them into that part of the day. Don't be someone that your energy cycle is during the day, then let me give an example. Let's say you want to show up strongly in your business or in your career or in your relationship with God, and you know that you are most energetic when you wake up till like 2 p.m. 3 p.m. Why then, or your business, why then are you showing up for your business after 3 when your energy level is totally down? Why then are you showing up for your relationship with God after 3? Why then are you showing up for yourself after 3 p.m. when your energy is at its lowest? Why then are you showing up? You don't work against your energy cycle. If you are someone who is nocturnal, it's in the night that's like you have the most energy. Plug all your tasks that are linked to the most important areas of your life during that period. So is it your business? Maybe you are setting up systems and structures in your business. You know, during the day you are so tired, you are out of it, you don't want to do anything. It's in the night you have the most energy. Do planning and set up and do planning and work in your business during the night. If you are nocturnal, if your energy cycle is very high in the evening, do it during that period. Know your energy cycle and use it to your advantage. Do not work against your energy cycle. Not when you are most energetic, and show up for the most important areas of your life strongly during that period of the day when you are most energetic. Do not show up when you are worn out and tired for the most important areas of your life. It won't work. So me, if I see I'm getting tired during the day, I know once I sleep and I wake up, there's so much energy. So I make use of napping a lot. So even if it's 1 hour, I will sleep for 1 hour. When I wake up, energy abounds. Then I do things pertaining to my business or pertaining to work. That's something I don't joke with. I realize that, and I can give you an example. I realized that I used to visit my dad's site in the morning, because mind you, energy cycle. So I was like, okay, let me go in the morning. But then I noticed that when I go to the site and I come back, I am flat out tired. I just sleep and I wake up and I don't do much. And I was like, no, this is not good, because my dad's project is not a very important area for me. So then I switched it up. I totally switched it up. I visited the site at the close of the day. So 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I'm now going to the site. By then, I have done things in my business. I have done all my tasks pertaining to my career. I have spent time with God. I have read a book or watched a good movie, or I have just relaxed in bed. Then the rest of the energy residue, I just take it to my dad's site and I go and look at the work they've done there. Know your energy cycle and use it to your advantage. Take a look at your activities that you do pertaining to your life, business, career, marriage, children, all of those things. Automate what needs to automate. Delegate what can be delegated. Cut out what you don't have the need for right now in your life. Set up systems and structures in there. And I'm telling you, 2025 will be smooth sailing for you. you will show up strongly in the areas that are on your heart. Because productivity is not doing everything and it's not taking your to-do list. Productivity is showing up for what matters to you the most. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Share to a friend, like, subscribe. See you in my next video.